Alright, so you open Photoshop and you were like,
why are you running? Why are you running?
well, I can understand because there are tons of things you see and you are confused, you know where to touch. But just stay with me, we are going to take it one after the other. Today we are going to touch the pen tool.
Oh my God! Wow!
Well, don't get excited yet because there are some few things you need to know first. So what is the pen tool? The pen tool, which is this one or the shortcut key P, helps you draw a path between point A and point B. So it could be a straight line, a curved path, but it helps you draw a path between point A and point B. So again, let's select the pen tool. The shortcut key is P. You click one, then to point B, you can click and you have a path drawn between these two paths, between these two junctions. Now, you can also have this point here, come over here, and then you have a curved path. So that is what the pen tool helps you do. So basically, this is what the pen tool does. This is the basics of the pen tool. It helps you draw a path from one point to the other. You can use the pen tool to draw either a path or a vector shape or even a pixel shape. So that's what the pen tool does. But in that sense, the pen tool helps you do precise selections of objects. So this is it. A pen tool can help you draw this shape right here. And so this is a path. And with this, you can convert this to a shape. And this is a vector shape right here. Now, the pen tool can also help you do some selections. So let's say you want to select this part of the shape. So it can help you do a selection. So once you come over here, you realize that there's a circle that comes to the tip of the pen, and that helps you close the circuit. Alright, so click once and you have the circle closed. To make the selection, you come over here, select this, which is selection, and click OK, and you have your selection done. So with this, if I had selected this, I can probably, let's say this, I can mask out this some portion of the shape we've already drawn. So let's do this, and we have the shape maxed out. So that's the selection. What it can also help you do, which we've already tackled, is it helps you draw paths. So what is a path? A path is a vector line with no thickness. You can convert it to a shape, you can convert it to a path, a selection, but if you save it as it is, you will have nothing. So alright, so with that noted, there are some few things you want to know about using the pen tool. Let's go into that. So the first thing you know is this little box here, which is what we call the anchor point. So this is what we call the anchor point. Now, I'm going to delete this and we are going to do it again, add something else. So when you click and you drag, you have something we call the anchor point and then the handles. So what is the anchor point? The anchor point is what helps you draw a path or helps you reshape existing paths or shapes. So that basically, that's the anchor point. And to manipulate shapes, what you need is the handle. So let's complete this shape right here. So let's say we are doing this, and then we'll basically do another one. So let's do this. Okay, so to edit these points or this shape, what I would need is the handle. And we'll touch on something else briefly today, but we'll focus on it another time. And that is the direct select part. So if I have this selected here, I can edit the handle. I can adjust the handle to edit the part that is created. So let's say we like this, and then I'll just go back to pen tool, select shape, and we have this. So that is it. So first of all, let's try to draw a circle using the pen tool. So click once, don't let go of your clicking, and drag. So I can drag it. Just make sure your handles are very straight. and then you can let go. Move to another distance. Let's use the rule to guide our eyes. So move to another distance. I just dragged it here. We'll talk about that later. So if you don't have the rules, Control Alt to bring out the rules. You can come here and drag it and you have a rule appearing. So let's move back to the pen tool. So just click somewhere else, just directly opposite the previous anchor point and drag downwards. So the first one you moved up, second one come downwards. And once again, just make sure that the rule line or the handle is as straight as possible. Now you can let go. Just move to the previous or the first anchor point that was created and click once, and you have your circle drawn. So with this part, I can either convert it to a selection, convert it to a shape. So let's convert it to a shape. And there you go, you have your circle drawn. You would have to take your time and try get it as perfect as you want. Now let's turn it off and create complex shapes. So drawing a circle was quite easy, but how do you draw complex shapes? Because in complex shapes you have sharp corners and sharp turns. How do you go about it? Let's jump into that. Alright, to help us do this complex shapes, I have this drawn out here. So we are going to try to trace it. So to do that, let's go back to the pen tool. Now, first of all, we want to zoom in so we can have a close look. So you want to click on this point because we are tracing it out. Now with the straight lines or sharp corners or sharp turns, you don't really need to do much. Just like we did with the circle. You just have to click once, let go, click the next point, and you are through with it. So you can easily go about just clicking once, just click at the corners, and you have, just click and don't move the mouse, just click and release, and you have your path drawing. You are drawing your path already. So once you get to this part, and that is where complex shapes becomes interesting. So for instance, I want to take this turn. How do I do that? I can come over here, click, and then drag. So I drag to get my path formed around this side, perfectly around the side. Now the next thing I can do is either hold the Alt key so I can manipulate the handle. So you use the Alt key to manipulate the handle, so you can bring it down this way or bring it closer so that your next step doesn't go too far out of your selection. Now let's go back to the original one and click and see. So you see it goes too far. So if you want to hand control it that way, that's fine. But then let's say you want to you did this and you wanted to correct it. How do you go about it? The Alt key once again helps you bring out the handle. So don't worry if you had say you had cut off the handle this way and you click this end and you have this sharp corner or this sharp turn and you want to restore the curve here. It's simple. Press and hold the Alt key and then once again come over here and then drag. So you can drag with your hand on the Alt. Let me go back. Come over to the anchor point, this anchor point that has this sharp turn that you want to edit, and then just press and hold the Alt key, click the anchor point and drag. You can now let go of the Alt key. So once again, when you move over to the anchor point, holding down the Alt key, you realize that the shape, the star or the asterisk that is below the pen tool, pay attention, changes to a point or a triangle. Let's call it a triangle. So you realize that it changes to this triangle. Now when you click and you drag without releasing the clicking, click and hold and you drag, you can now adjust this. So you realize that okay, so it's the one below is kind of close, but the one up is not too close. This one is not too close. So you can let go like I just did. But then this time you hold the Alt key while you hold the handle, and that will help you adjust just one handle, not the two at the same time. Alright, so that's it. So with this you are done, and you can either make this a path or a shape. You can either make this a selection or a shape. So let's click on shape and see if we did a good job. And as it looks, we actually did a good job. Alright, so this is just an introduction to the pen tool. If you think it's cool enough, hit the subscribe button. And if you have any question, drop them and I'll address it in the next episode. See you later.